Hello and welcome to my second video in my series, Building Redwall Abbey out of Legos. This is a childhood dream of mine come true to combine these two things that I loved when I was growing up. Redwall Abbey, of course, coming from the popular book series by Brian Jacques about anthropomorphic woodland creatures living in a peaceful society in this medieval building called Redwall Abbey. So, like I mentioned in my video last week, here are some images of inspiration that I took when planning out this MOC. Of course, there's this incredible Lego cathedral that you can find on Rebrickable. And then there's also this image from, I want to say it's Cambridge, no, it's Oxford University. I really loved the colors, obviously. It's within the palette I wanted to use of this orangish sandstone mixed with yellow sandstone, as well as, the shape and the structure is served as a template for a lot of what I'm working on. And then here is the floor plan I sketched out. Basically, what I wanted to do is work in a 3x2 base plate size, but also keep it so that the building can be taken apart. So I've broken it up into 3 sections of 2 base plates each. One section being the Great Hall building, one section being the, multi-purpose building. It's got the kitchen, the wine cellar, the cavern hall, and then on the second story, it's got the dormitories. And then the third wing of Redwall is going to be some corridors to connect those 2 buildings as well as the main entrance. And then it also has a second floor, and that second floor will be the infirmary. I'm thinking about maybe adding a 3rd story to the multi-purpose building just to give a second layer of dorms, but that may or may not happen based upon how many bricks I have and how long this takes. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and look at the footage now that I captured. So this is where I'm at. I finished the first floor of this building over here. Got some buttresses going on, as well as started the platform for the second story. Like I said, this is going to be the dorms with beds. If you see over there in the corner area, my 5-year-old son really wanted to make a bed for me, so that's what that is, the white and the orange-looking table. I've got the stairwell with a little bit of railing so that the animals can go up and down the stairs into the dormitories. Just kind of laying out how the buttresses and things are going to work and how these 2 buildings are going to connect. Over here you can see some of the progress I've made on the Great Hall. The walls, of course, are taller. Having some trouble getting the second story to connect. For some reason there's a gap or something and it struggles to click in. But yeah, so here's the Great Hall. Right here is a spot that I haven't really quite figured out what I'm going to do on the outside. Normally I would put a window in, but that's actually where the fireplace is going to be on the other side, and so that doesn't make sense to have a fireplace that leads into a window. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Still got a lot of rubble inside and outside the building that I'm working on. But you can see, again, my 5-year-old really wanted to help, and so he made some tables inside the Great Hall. They're actually looking really great. I love his creativity. Over here you can see my 2 giant stained glass windows for the Great Hall, as well as a buttress kind of holding up that wall. If you look over in the corner, you can kind of see the hinge doors. I've flipped Redwall around so that I could get access to this other side a lot easier. from my build space. But yeah, this is kind of an overhead shot, and you can see, oh, there's a little critter way down in there, through that hallway into the kitchen area. Looks like he fell down. But yeah, you can see I'm connecting at least the bottom floors of these buildings with Technic pins like that. And here's just another shot of my 3D wall, as well as another stained glass window, how they're all kind of holding each other together. And yeah, so this is kind of where it's at right now. I'll show you more of my interior work in just a second. As you can see, I've also had some help placing minifigs inside. My kids love my custom Redwall minifigs. I guess I can talk about those in a little bit, but yeah, let me set down my phone camera. It's hard for me to lift this second floor off one-handed, so I'll just have a quick look. Okay, here we are with this building that I finished. I tiled off the tops of the walls so that the second story can rest on top. You can see, again, like I mentioned, made some improvements on the interiors. The kitchen has been fleshed out, as well as I finished the bathroom, which is probably my kids' favorite place. They've added a lot of things to it, like the water and the soap. They've been placing minifigures on these toilets in the stalls a lot, and yeah. I've also got that broom hanging up on the wall just in case the Redwallers need it. Added another bin for food. That's, I guess, their pantry. Been collecting a lot of goblets and bottles over there, as well as placing some food items in the kitchen. This, of course, again, oh, yes, just showing off again this side of the kitchen with its sink and that wall that leads into the stairwell. Here, again, some more custom minifigures. I 3D printed a bunch of animal heads, otters, mice, moles, and squirrels, and then painted them so that I could have Redwallers. But yeah, here's another view of the stairwell with its platforms. I'm not sure if I really improved the stairwell any, or not sure if I improved the wine cellar at all, but we can kind of peek in just to see how things are going in there. Yeah, it's a bit of disarray. It's really hard for me to get my hands down in there. So, yeah, that's what the wine cellar looks like right now. Hopefully I'll be able to clean it up. I don't know. I might not, because my kids will probably get in there. Put the stairs back on. Click it in. It's a bit of a tight fit. But yeah, there's that small little corridor that connects the kitchen to the cavern hole. And yeah, this is what Redwall is looking like. I'm not very good at interiors. I like having interiors though, just because I feel like, again, like I said, I want my kids to play with Redwall, and so they'll use their imaginations to set up their own scenes and stuff. Let's see if we can put some of these Redwallers back on the couches. They've been tipped over quite a bit. Stand him up right over there. If you'll click in, and yeah, maybe we'll move this guy as well. I think this is supposed to be Martin. My 8-year-old put that armor on them, and they probably had a sword at one point. We'll just set Martin over here next to the fireplace. And yeah, maybe I'll pick up this mole. I got a bunch of dwarf minifigs and thought that would work very well for moles, but of course, even though they're short legs, the minifigures themselves are like iron armor warrior type things, so it's really weird to see moles as warriors, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe at this time we've got an army of moles living at Redwall. But yeah, here's more rubble. There's the view of the second story platform, how things are going, and yeah, I'm really impressed at how much I got done. It doesn't quite look as much as last time, but here's kind of the connection. It looks really bad. Hopefully I can smooth that out where the two buildings and the two sections come together with Technic pens, but yeah. See if I can put the second story back on one-handed. Probably not. I don't think it'll click in very well, but I tried. Again, I feel like I need to do something to make the second story more sturdy or flat, because right now we still got this gap over here. I try to click it in and it still just lifts up. So that'll probably be a project for next week. Try and get things to line up. If you notice over here, yeah, there's a gap and things aren't quite straight. But that's Redwall, and I'll see you next week.